everyone, welcome to Sunday Sentiments. This is a panel where we discuss current news and other topics of interest. I would like to give a quick disclaimer and caution. We are here as peers from all over the world with different viewpoints, and all the viewpoints expressed in this channel are personal viewpoints. They're not reflective of Forwing's views. We want to encourage debate. Personal attacks are put to the side, but debate is welcome. Debate and discussion is welcome. If you hear an opinion that's not yours, don't receive it as a personal attack. We're just here to discuss and address a point. Don't address the person, address the point that they're making. Please feel free to join because all of our opinions are valid, and it's so good to hear opinions from different parts of the world. So the caution is that this video will be posted on YouTube. If you do not want your video shown, then please talk to us and it can be blurred during the final edit. But if you feel that you don't want to be in it at all, including verbally, then this is your chance to exit. Otherwise, if you stay, we know that you're happy to be part of this session. And finally, please mute your mics when you're not talking. And I'll pass you over to Imani, who's our first host, and she can introduce her topic. Thanks, guys.
Hi, so the first topic we're going to discuss is about an advertisement that was brought out about how people have to stay home instead of going outside to avoid the coronavirus. But with this ad, you see that all the women in it are cleaning, and the men are not doing any of that. So this is clear that we have sexism still today in our modern society. So as you can see here, these are all women who are doing the chores at home, and this is in the UK, which is a Western country. So we just want to hear what you guys have to say about this. You're muted.
First, I want to say, as someone who lives in the UK, I was actually quite shocked. I had missed this ad, and one of our panelists pointed it out, and it's just shocking. And some things that I hadn't even noticed, which my husband is the one who pointed out, is that the only man in the photo is a guy who's sat relaxing and chilling. So the message is stay home, save lives. So the woman is there doing all the housework, all the hard work, homeschooling, and the only time the guy is featured or the man is featured is relaxing with the family. It's a really negative subliminal message and very shocking in this day and age in a Western country to think that people, a team sat and came up with this ad and nobody pointed out the issues and the comparisons this has to the 50s ads that we used to have. That's my view. And I'm going to show in a bit a picture of a 50s ad.
Well, I can agree with what Ciiku, you were saying right there, that is also disappointing to see a man is relaxing. The only man who says actually just in relaxing. And it also gives a message to men that what they want in a woman is someone who does all that, a housemaid, basically.
Yeah. So I noticed this ad, obviously, in our Sunday Sentimental group. I didn't watch before, but I'm not surprised because I'm from, back home from Pakistan, and it's very normal in those countries. Like all the time, ladies needs to do home chores, and men needs to do, their business or work to go out from home. But it's very weird here in the UK, where they talk about the equality and everything. So it's definitely then I was looking around the news, and not everybody, but some of them saying that this government is not good for the women, and it sounds that anti-women and something like that. But definitely it was approved by the government, and if they didn't notice, something is there. So I think this is very ridiculous to show that men, they need to be rest, and the ladies, they should work. If they talk about the equality, they should show in the advertisement as well. That's against the standard when you say something and your actions speak something. Yeah.
Yeah, from what you have said, you can tell that it's scary how normalized it is, and people are not really reacting much to it. Thanks for your comment, Shamsa. We're going to talk to Jamila now and hear her opinion about this.
Yeah, so I think that I like what Ciiku said before about the subliminal messages. I think it's very shady and weird to put it there, basically saying that the women work at home and the men are the ones who are going out to do the jobs, when these days it's not like that. And it's like they're trying to say like that's what we'd prefer to happen, and then people are seeing this and not realizing that it goes into the subconscious that that's how women are supposed to be.
Mm,
It's not, and I just think it's just not right at all.
yeah, it also it's funny since people like to think that they still expect women to go to work, but also do the house chores. So that's a problem there.
Mhm.
Is there anyone who has anything else? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, we can hear you.
yeah. I want to say that this ad actually it created a lot of discussion in the UK, and even the Women's Party got into the debate and said that this is a kind of typecasting that makes her blood boil. This is the leader of the Women's Equality Party. And she says that it provides further evidence of the crisis of imagination and competence at the heart of the government that is actually resulting with women being expected to work, teach, and care for children without support. And then this is now from The Guardian. It says that the row comes at a time when twice as many mothers as fathers say they will have to take time off work with no pay due to school closures or a sick child, further raising fears that economic fallout of the pandemic is falling disproportionately on women's shoulders. So this is beyond, it's even much more than a sexist ad, because as you can hear, more women are taking time off from work to care for sick children. So when a government brings such an ad, and it's a government, a nationwide campaign, it's giving that message that it's women's work to look after children, and hence it's the women who are proportionally being affected economically, because a man who is doing essential work will go to work, and the woman who is also doing essential work has to take unpaid leave to go and care for children. This is unfortunate, actually.
Mm. It also shows how much pressure there is on women, especially now where the government is doing this and allowing this. Now we're going to go to Kinder, who also has something to say.
Yeah, the shocks on this advice ads, it's all times this country just talk about equality between men and women and judge the Western world because we don't have this equality, and just women work at home and men are working outside. But in fact, it's not like that. Just talking about equality, but in fact, we can't see really equality in this country, and not just in England, in all the Western world.
It's clear we still have it a lot. People like to think it's only traditional countries, but still also many what we consider modern countries still very much there. Shiro, you would like to comment?
Antonella has been waiting as well.
Yeah. Oh, how about we go to Antonella first?
So, yeah, I was also shocked when when a panelist shared this picture on the group, because, and I didn't know that it was the picture of the official campaign in the UK, and this is even worse actually. the solution would have been very easy. The solution would have been to draw many people, many different people from many different colors, and different gender, different clothes. I have previously worked into social media in another association, and what I was taught is that in the world of communication, of social network, those who are in charge of the campaign have also to pay attention to this. And because of technology, there are solutions. So it's really, really bad. It's really bad, and it's also not possible to be understood or forgiven, because if it's a picture shared by an official organization, for the official campaign against the coronavirus, it means that there are people that have studied how these techniques on social networks are dealing with, and so they are supposed. And as Ciiku was saying before, it's impossible that not even one person has paid attention to this. So because of this, and have you noticed that in the third house, in the third house of the picture, there are only women of color. So the sexism mixes with racism, and so this picture, in my opinion, is really bad. I think that my point is clear. And I also agree with the last panelist point said with Kinda, that said I know that there are lots of men that in 2021 are ready to openly talk about gender balance and gender equality. So there is this effort, this willingness to effectively change. But unfortunately, it's still gender equality, unfortunately, is still an ongoing process that has not been completed yet. Thanks.
Angela, thanks for your comments. That was actually something I didn't realize myself, so that was good for pointing that out. And now we're going to go to Shiro. She's been wanting to say something for a while.
Well, this would not be surprising at all if it is something I saw here in Kenya, in Africa, because you know the culture. Women are really the ones who do all those chores, like depicted in the ad. But also in the religion I grew up in, they have a lot of literature, and whenever they talk about women, that thing looked like it came from one of those publications where women are meant to be the ones who take care of the children, they clean and everything. And we know that a picture speaks 1,000 words. Those illustrations go into someone's brain, the young girl's brains, the young boy's brains, and that is how they are conditioned to view women as second-class citizens. So even when a woman is working from outside home, she's still expected to come and do all these other chores in the evening at home, to cook, to clean, to look after the children, while the man is relaxing, just like in that ad, watching TV, maybe reading the newspaper. So I think that's very and very negative coming from a Western country. I'd expect that from Africa. I'm not talking badly about Africa, I'm African, but that's what I'd expect from here, not from UK.
I agree actually with you, because I've heard and I've seen the difference in how women can be treated in Africa. Again, not to mouth it because I love Africa and Kenya specifically, but many of these countries have a very traditional mindset. Just surprising that this is in UK today. Now we're going to hear Shamsa and what she has to say about this ad.
Yeah, I just want to say women are still doing the majority of housework or home chores when living with the male partner, and this is not saying me. It has been said by University of College of London, and it is researched by the hundred of journalists. So this is the reality of UK. So, and this is debatable. Thank you.
Is there anyone who have? Oh, Ciiku? Mute.
I'll let Maggie go first because I'd like to give mine at the end. if we have time, but it's an update which is important. So Maggie, please.
I wanted just to say concerning Africa, if an African sees that ad, I think what they'll do is double of what is being done there, because already African men believe that women's place is in the kitchen. And it was even said earlier, many years back, that women were not even supposed to be taken to school, because they were saying, even if they go to school, what will they do with the education if the education will just end in the kitchen? So when I saw that ad, actually, I was like saying, instead of us going forward, we are going backward, because that one would even, if African sees that ad, I know they'll do double of what is there. Then they don't want to work. Men here in Africa don't want to go to work. At the same time, they want women to go to work, because they believe women doing those chores in the house is like that woman is doing nothing. They only believe the woman who is doing something is that one who is employed. But if you just do the washing, the taking care of the children and doing that, to them, that is nothing. They're doing nothing. So I was wondering if they see that ad, that women are supposed to do all the chores, then I think here we will die. Everything.
That was really interesting to hear, Maggie, because it also shows where they believe a woman's value lies. That's in doing these things, and that's all, not getting an education or anything else.
Okay, I will just give my point quickly, but just guys, just see this quickly, this ad. This is an ad from the 50s, and this is typically the kinds of ads that were in the 50s. Women don't leave the kitchen, and then it shows the man out there coming from work. There's no difference between this ad and the one the government published as a campaign today in 2020. So it's a bit sad. And I'll add a point. The panelists that contributed this topic, she said this was a missed opportunity for the government to show equality. And it's true. This would have been an opportunity for them to show men in different roles in the home and opposite roles. Maybe show the woman relaxing on the seat or coming from work and the guy is helping out. And it's sad because actually there are men who are at home right now helping out with the house chores. There are many men who are working from home doing much more in the house and helping out, but that picture doesn't show that. It just shows a very ancient way of thinking. And I would just like to update that this ad was finally pulled. It was removed because of the uproar, the reaction to people. The government had to pull it. I don't know if they gave an apology, but it's been pulled from the public view, which it was about time. So that's just an update. Okay, thanks.
You would like
Just
to
a quick note, as Ciiku said, the UK government said that this ad did not reflect its view on women. Thank you.
Thanks for your comment.
Oh, maybe very quickly, I just remembered something, that in Swahili, our language in Eastern Africa, when a man gets a wife or is looking for a wife, they will say that he has acquired a cooking stove. Or they'll even ask a guy, have you got a cooking stove yet? So that tells you what they think about women, the role of women.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're going to move on to Yaseena, who's hosting the next section, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the first topic. It's quite interesting. And I also feel the same. And today's second topic is how people in India kill their own daughters in the name of superstitious beliefs. So and I came to know that they are very educated parents. Like his mother is a principal of a big organization, and the father is the headmaster of a school. So I request you all to take it like what can be your take on this?
Children. Yeah,
Yes.
so they kill their little small children because of beliefs in reincarnation, that they will come back to life as something more special. So guys, please, what's your opinion on this?
Yeah, I think it's an example about the conspiracy theories that we see now coming also with the pandemic. It's what shocked me about that story the most is that the parents were educated. There weren't somebody who doesn't know how to inform themselves. There were educated people that, you know, should have had the capabilities to get the information they needed. But I think we see it everywhere. People, they go into what we call echo chambers. They operate within groups, or they operate within their own specific social media circles, their own special television programs. I mean, like what we discussed last week, Trump is a good example. And people sort of end up in a parallel universe where they only talk to people that agree with them. And then something as horrible as this can come out of it. But what we have about anti-maskers is very similar. They just well, it's not as directly offensive, but it can just kill people just as much. So I think, yeah, it's just it's everywhere, and it's really, really scary if people don't choose to get the information from different sources.
So it's, you know, a very bad example of the superstitiousness. You know, India is, you know, very famous for all these type of things. They people believe in black magic and these, you know, hidden powers and, you know, soul thingies and everything. And all they want to do this just because they want power and they want to, you know, do these things to get, you know, control everything. And same happened with this couple. Although they were very educated, but they were still living in that mindset, and they killed their daughters. And still they are saying, give us 1 day time, our daughters will be alive after 1 day. And
Yeah.
you know, and they are seeking for 24 hours so that their daughters can alive and they can, you know, police didn't arrest them, they are house arrest at the moment. And you know, they are mentally, they are considering the parents mentally unhealthy. But you know, these are those people, they are those people, they won't change, they won't come out from that state of mind because they are fan of some, you know, saint or something like that, and they are following them. And this is what, you know, you police is considering, or any other organizations are considering that they should consult with the mental health thingies and everything. No, they can't change their mind with this, because this is the mindset which were developed by the ages. So there, you know, the culture should be changed there. If they want to protect the, you know, next generation, the culture should be changed there. Thank
Say something, then I'll
on this one. On this, I just want to also inform you all that in Corona time, the family all together sat in their house and they started reading books about all superpowers. And one of the great, like Saint Osho, he's a great saint who always talks about life, how is life we have to live. So they motivated each of them in the four walls, and they practically decided to do it together, all the four of them. So their psychological, they may be having some psychological disorder also, which made them to do so, I think so. Jamila?
Yeah, so I think that this type of thing, I don't understand how anyone can look at their own children and then say, even if they believe in something, they would rather have their own power or have good luck on their side or something like that than have two lives that, if in most cultures, life is a gift. So I don't understand why you'd want to take that life. It's just, it's crazy. I just don't understand how anyone could think of doing that in this day and age as well, especially since they're supposed to be educated people. They've just ended up being brainwashed.
Even though I don't, for me, I just don't get why they believe this. Where did they get the proof of anything? For me, that just doesn't make sense. And second of all, for me, someone who's willing to do all this, let's say, fair enough, they have these beliefs, but do they think about that they're actually killing it? Like the child is suffering, it's not just a painless death. At least I don't believe it is, because I've heard similar stories before. People who do that for me have no empathy at all, and it's disgusting and evil.
Keshi, thank you, Imani.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, it was Catherine who pointed out that these things happen everywhere, and we have people in other countries who let their children die because they refuse medical treatment for their children in the name of religion and in the name of saying that their child will be healed, or some sort of belief that they have. So this thing that happened in India, it's not unique. It happens around the world. And many people, due to their beliefs, end up acting irrationally. And somebody mentioned, I think it's Shamsa, who said, it's difficult for these people to change because these are educated people. They've gone to university. They've learned critical thinking, but they're acting irrationally because of these deep-held beliefs. So it's difficult to see how this can change. There are many children who are suffering preventable sicknesses because their parents are allowing it in the name of belief or culture or whatever. So yeah, that's all I had to say.
Ciiku.
I was actually going to say the same point as Keshi about people interpreting their cultural beliefs or religious beliefs into and interpreting that into some very irrational behavior. It doesn't even make sense, because even though they thought their children would be reborn, the way they killed them was just beyond belief. They bludgeoned these kids to death. So it wasn't a peaceful death or whatever, which I just don't understand. And that's why it's so good to be able to step back sometimes from cultural practices and just ask yourself, why am I doing this? And there are many things we can talk about that it's good to question, like, is there any rational reason why this is being done? Whether that's circumcision, female genital mutilation, we doing this? Is it just because it's culturally, that's what we've always done? Or is there a rational reason behind why it's being done in religion as well? Question why we're doing things.
Thank you, Ciiku. Antonella. After that, Shira.
Thank you very much, Yaseena, for bringing this very interesting topic. Actually, it is a shame. It's very sad to hear when these sort of things happen, and especially when they are children. It's even sadder. Also in ancient Greek, I studied that they threw when, for example, little girls were born or disabled or little children with Down syndrome, they were throwing them from a rock because they they thought that they didn't even deserve to be human beings. They were not real human beings, and I don't see any difference. I mean, what is worse is the fact that we are in 2021 and these kind of things cannot be tolerated. Thanks God there are children's organizations, and I strongly hope that some children's organization like also UN will also put pressure on the Indian government and to every government that practice these sort of things in order to change this ritual, because intercultural dialogue, intercultural exchange doesn't mean always to share every practice. From every culture, in every culture, there are things that cannot even be politely discussed. I mean, it's always wrong to kill a baby. Always. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonella. Shiro, I saw Shiro.
Yes, I was following up on Shiko's comment about circumcision. a curiosity. When it comes to circumcision, we know that most people have religious and cultural reasons for practicing male circumcision specifically. But now I was curious and I wanted to ask, in this case, what we are discussing right now, what is really the underlying, what is it? Influence? Is it cultural or is it religion? And I was hoping that maybe someone from that part of the world can maybe enlighten us.
It's a good question because we were actually debating with Keshi as well as we were arranging the topics. We were saying, is this a cultural influence or is it religious? So guys from India and that part of the world, can you just set us right? Is this a cultural practice or is it a religious, the reincarnation and this kind of thing that these guys did?
So are you talking about circumcisions?
No, we're talking about reincarnation, that they killed their children believing that they would be reborn. So we just want to understand, is this a cultural belief or is it a religious belief?
Yeah. So as I told you earlier, there are some saints who, because religiously they believe there is life after a death. So they believe in, 7 lives after death. So you can come 7 times after your death, you will reborn. Or so they believe religiously, culturally. So it's religious belief of Indians that they were reborn 7 times after death.
Okay.
Thank you.
So in this case, it is absolutely the religious belief, ma'am, because she always the elder daughter who died first, she always used to say in the previous videos and social media posts that only our religion is good, and I can speak to the God, and God will also speaks to me. So that, like, till some people say that we can speak, I can speak to God. Speaking to God is okay, till that it is okay. If God is also speaking to you in return, it's not okay. They are having some disorder in their psychological thoughts, because you are telling God everything, He will give you a way, but telling like I am the God is not correct. They involve themselves like we are the God, we can change. So it's completely a religious thoughts of them.
Okay. Okay. I think Huda wants to say something. So yeah.
I just want to ask something. What about the government? Is it all right to kill the children because they believe in something, or they will go to the, like, have something? Does the law is okay with it, or?
It's like laws is always against killing anyone. So now they are interrogating the parents, but the latest news came to know that the mother of the two daughters, she's a split personality.
Oh, okay. So mental health.
Yeah, so because of their mental health, they motivated themselves and they did this. And moreover, on this, after killing their daughters, the guy, his father, called his friend and he proudly saying that I killed my daughter and tomorrow they will come back again. It's too
May
much.
I say something very quickly?
This is very weird.
Yeah, please, Antonella.
Yeah, I just have a very quick comment that in fact, this is not religion, this is fundamentalism, and it's very, very different. So, in fact, the normal religion does not tolerate, as you said. So, when also the mass media tell this story, they should specify fundamentalists, because otherwise, what happens that also other people that practice the religion, they are associated with these crazy people that killed the daughter.
Can I say something very quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to answer Huda's question. Law of the land is still there. You can't kill anyone on the name of religion. They believe life after a death, but it should not be a murder. Murder will be investigated or penalized by the law. So they are arrested. They are home arrest at the moment, and police is investigating. They are not protected by law of land. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks guys. I'm taking the next part, but I just want to say that a lot of the times people do take religious beliefs and act on in a, like Antonella say, they go into the extreme, and it's all over the world. We've seen people in religious cults going and committing, you know, self-suicide in groups. It's just really irrational, and it goes back to what Catherine said, where people get into this fever. Whether it's Donald Trump and who, and they act in ways where you just wonder what is going on, where has the thought gone, the rational thinking. So, you know, it's just shocking, it's sad.